What's good, y'all? Today is May 24th. It would have been my brother's 51st birthday today. Those of you that have been following me or know, I lost my brother a couple years ago. About a year prior to that was the first time I actually got to reconnect and see my brother again after 15 years. You can see in this clip here.
What's up, bro? How you doing, brother?
Dude.
Come on here, man. Long time no see. Look, it was funny, man. My son, that's your nephew right there.
Holy shit, what's up? So I kind of want to talk about how that happened, how we basically started talking again. I guess I should start off by saying, obviously, we never had problems. It wasn't anything that we weren't speaking like that. It's just, my brother was significantly older. He has a family. He lived out in Texas. I'm out in Cali, as most of y'all, majority of y'all know. We would talk here and there, text every now and then, of course. So most of y'all know, I love cars, big Nissan Z enthusiast. I found out about this event that I started going to the last few years. It's called ZCon. It's the biggest Nissan Z event in the country. It's like a week-long car show. In 2022, the event was in Alabama. I was eating dinner with some friends, and my buddy Caleb, big shout out to Caleb. He's a major factor of this story and the reason I basically was able to see my brother again. We were having dinner, and Caleb was wearing this shirt that said NISMO Fiesta. NISMO Fiesta is a big Nissan event in Texas, right? So when I see the shirt, I start asking like, oh, I've heard of that event, is it cool? Have you been? And my friend Caleb just looked at me and started laughing. He's like, bro, don't you know? And I'm like, what? And he's like, bro, I'm the one that runs it. So I'm just like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Like, I've always wanted to go. I've heard about it, and then I was like, damn, I think my brother lives in Texas. Where's it at? He was like, oh, it's in San Antonio. And I was like, shit, I'm pretty sure that's where my brother lives. And he's like, dude, you should come. It'd be sick, And I was like, hell yeah, that'd be dope, My brother loves cars too. All three of my brothers love cars. All of us do. We get it from our pops. So I remember later that night after dinner, I remember just texting my brother like, yo, you stay in San Antonio, right? And he's like, yeah, what's up, man? Da 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 da. And then I was like, oh shit, there's this car event. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna come out, hang out with you again. He's like, yeah, cool. 3-4 months later, that's when I went to Texas for a weekend. I got to see my brother again. And it's really crazy to me. And every time I think of my older brother, I just can't help but think, if I would have never necessarily got into cars, if I would have never, found out about ZCon and attended these events, I could have possibly never seen my brother again, because he died 2 years ago. And it's just fucking crazy to me how full circle life is. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's not like me and my brother had problems. We never, I don't even think my brother ever yelled at me for anything, I just think of that often. And I could tell y'all, going to Texas that weekend, those 3-4 days, was the best time of my life. At the time, I didn't really have money to get a hotel, so I told him, I was like, hey bro, can I crash on your couch? He's like, yeah, you sure you're gonna be comfortable? I was like, bro, I don't give a damn. I'll sleep on the floor. I just want to hang out with you. Like, that's all it is. I don't really care. I flew out there. I said, y'all see that clip? It was the first time I seen him again after 15 years. Last time my brother saw me, prior to that, I was fucking 15. I was a sophomore in high school, just a young kid. And yeah, went out to Texas. I got to meet my nephews. Went to a car show. That's why, this video, NISMO Fiesta, on my channel, it's a very special, important video for me. It's the first time we really got to hang out. First time we got to go to a car show together, me being older. One of the most significant things about that experience and just being out there in Texas with them was hanging out with my brother, but just showing him that I wasn't a little kid, Showing him that I did grow up. But it's just crazy, man, how life is. And again, I just can't help but think, if I would have never pursued or got into cars the way I did, I could have possibly never saw my older brother again. And it just trips me out, man. It's crazy how full circle that shit is, dude. That weekend was great. I remember we just went to car shows, went cruising. I'm just very grateful that I was able to experience. I'm grateful I had the opportunity and the chance to do it, to go hang out with him and see him again. I'm just grateful that, even though sadly he passed away a year after that experience, we basically had established, NISMO Fiesta was going to be our annual thing. I would go out there every year for the event. We'd go hang out, do that and stuff. I don't know, y'all. Just kind of felt like talking about that, sharing that experience with y'all, but life's a trip, man. So just love your people. I guess that's all I could say. Do me a favor, go check out that NISMO Fiesta video on my channel. Just let me know what y'all think. It's always going to be one of my favorite videos, one of my favorite experiences, because it's one of the last only videos I have of spending time with my older brother.